Hello and welcome to another video about Taskade. In this video I want to talk about helping you decide whether you should use a workspace or a folder for each of the organizations that you work for. Now this is something that I also kind of struggled with a little bit when I first started using Taskade, so I've now started to get a better idea about this, so I wanted to share with you my ideas, so hopefully it will help you if you're also using this app. Before I start, I'll say that I'm going to leave my affiliate link in the description, so if after watching this video you're interested in trying out Taskade, you can use that link. So, workspaces. So the original idea that Taskade themselves have for workspaces is that these should be each of the organizations that you work for. So for example, I have one here with the Tesla logo. So let's pretend that I'm working for Tesla, that I want to set up Taskade for Tesla. Then I would set up a workspace for Tesla. And then within that, I would have different folders. I would use my folders within my workspace to kind of organize the projects a bit better. It would usually be used to kind of divide up the different departments in an organization. So you would have here a marketing folder with all your marketing projects, for example, a sales folder with all your sales projects, for example. You might want a design project, or a design department, I should say, with all the design projects within it. So then this would be a very good way for you to organize a larger organization. This is the style that I think is recommended if you have a fairly large organization with a reasonably large amount of projects, a reasonable large workforce that you're working with. Then I would say this way would be the preferred way. However, there is another way. So you could use your workspace as like your overarching area, but then you could use the folders instead of using the workspace for your organization. You could have each organization that you work for as a folder, right? So for example, we have a folder here for Tesla, we have a folder here for Ford. So then I would add all of the projects that I'm working on with this organization, with Tesla, within the Tesla folder, right? I would do the exact same thing for Ford. The benefit here when you do it in this way is if you have a paid plan attached to this workspace, it would then work for all of your organizations, because all of your folders are included. But if you go the other way and you use a workspace for each separate organization, you're going to have to attach an individual, either a paid or free plan to each of these, right? They don't transfer across. So for me, I would say that this way of working would be fine for working for a relatively small company, or if you're only working with a handful of people, then I would say this way might work. However, it might be a little bit harder for the people you are collaborating with to understand, because for example, if you do it in this way, you can't really make a folder within a folder. So then if I'm having a folder as the organization of Tesla, I might have a project here that is to do with sales, a project here that is to do with design. It's all going to be very mixed in, which if it's a large organization, it's going to be way too confusing. If it's a small organization with only not that many projects, you might find that works okay. Another thing you might want to bear in mind is how your members will be invited. So when you invite someone to a workspace, you have the option of allowing them to see everything within that. So if I was to invite someone here to this workspace, which is called Big Car Group, they would get access to the Tesla folder, the Ford folder, all the folders, all the projects within here. However, if you go the other route, you are going to have to click on each of the folders and invite only the people for that folder, right? I mean, they've made it slightly easier because you can invite people only to a folder, right? So you can see here I'm inviting people to the Tesla folder. You can also invite people only to a project, right? You can see here that I have the option of inviting people to the project or to everything within the folder. So for a large organization with lots of different folders that you want people to access, you might find it easier for you to do the workspace option, having that as your organization, because then you can very quickly invite them to all of those folders all at once, right? But if you're working with not that many people, you might find that having separate folders for your organization and inviting people to each one might work fine. It's just like I said before, doing it the first way, you can have a folder for each of the departments, so the organization of your projects will be a lot easier for a large group of people to understand. Anyway, that is my take on the whole workspace folder thing. I would just highly recommend that you try it out for yourself, that you have a play around with it. They have a really good free plan that has a lot of really good features, so I would just highly recommend that you make an account, you have a play around with it with yourself, invite some people and see what would be the best way of working for your organization. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and I might luckily or unluckily see you in the next one.